is he has revitalized his resume for Cooperstown. This guy, this season may have done it. One more season like this definitely does it. He's in Cooperstown. Well, you guys didn't tell me AJ was going to be on here. I would never.
He's
on every day.
It's my second favorite Braves writer.
I thought you were trained to become a manager or something.
Second favorite Braves beat writer right here.
I always loved covering Tyler Flower. He's my favorite former White Sox. How are Braves fans taking it? And they've been taking punches all year. You got to wonder if this is that knockout punch. You'd lose Spencer Strider after one start and Ronald Acuna Jr. after 2 months. And there's been plenty of other injuries. And I know the Phillies, the Dodgers, plenty of other teams have dealt with injuries. But now you're sitting here knowing that you've gone this long without, your top Cy Young Award candidate, the reigning MVP, and another MVP candidate for the final 6 weeks. Does this team have enough to hold off the Mets? Maybe another team pops up there, but I think that I think fans are starting to become a little bit numb to some of the injuries. They're hopeful for what's going to happen the rest of the year, but this is a significant loss, both defensively and offensively. You think about it, Eric and AJ, when you're preparing for a lineup and all of a sudden you take Austin Riley out of that second spot. I mean, how much? Think about the difference you've got going into a game as you're having that conversation with your pitcher.
All right, so they were fully healthy last year, didn't win the World Series. 22, didn't win the World Series. I get it, there's some pitching injuries. 21, slightly similar. No Acuna. Is there a chance that this is what they needed in the sense of, like, teams don't know how to prepare? Like, I get it. Austin Riley is way more damaged than Gio Urshela, and I love Gio. But he's always going to be more damaged. But is it how the Braves can surprise teams in the playoffs? In 21, that's how they did it. You didn't see Jorge Soler as the MVP, and oops, World Series MVP. Charlie Morton stepped up and did what Charlie Morton does in the playoffs. So is this the recipe? Not that they cooked up, but it's what they got. So it happened before.
The recipe, I guess, is not completely damaged because any series you go into, you're going to have Sale, Lopez, Reynaldo Lopez, and Max Fried. And then, Spencer Schwellenbach or Charlie Morton to make a start if necessary in that, during a series. So what they had last week in terms of their greatest strength for a World Series title is still there. I guess the challenge right now is, do they have enough to get to the postseason without Austin Riley the rest of the way? And like you said, Eric, I mean, if 2021 at this point in time, they were on a big run. I think they won 13 or 14 in a row around this time of year. You're starting to get that feeling that, maybe, you went and you got Jock Peterson and Jorge Soler and Adam Duvall, and everything's working. I mean, basically what Alex Anthopoulos did that time was he went to stop by the gas station on the way home and bought a bunch of $1 lottery tickets and hit about for $5,000 on each of them, or whatever the max on a $1 scratch off is. He hit every time. Now, what do they have this year? They don't have time to go make that acquisition. Like you said, Gio could help. Here's the guy who was hitting. He was still hitting pretty decent before he broke his leg or a pelvis or whatever it was last year. So I wouldn't put too much stock into, this year's numbers. You put him in this lineup, he could be productive as a guy who can at least help turn the lineup over. But at the same time, there's this blow after blow. Yeah, that's what happened in 2021. Everyone, they made the playoffs and the bullpen got hot and they won without Ronald. Can they do it again this year? I have my doubts. Let's put it that way.
Okay, let me ask this. This is just a yes or no question for you. And you're Mr. Brave positivity. I know that. Do the Braves get into the postseason this year? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'll say they get in. I'll say with that pitching, 3 out of every 5 days, you feel really good, and probably even 4 out of every 5 days, as long as you can keep Spencer Schwellenbach. They've got a chance to win with their starters. Offensively, they're going to struggle, but they've struggled all year. So I think they'll do just enough to get in.
Are the Mets going to give them a good run here? Like, is there
Yeah.
going to be any days where they lose this wild card lead? Because we were just talking about before you came on, kind of looks like a 2-horse race right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's a 2-horse race. I think the final weekend of the season, I think that's the Mets come in that final Tuesday through Thursday to Atlanta, and I think those 3 games are probably going to determine it. It's going to be a lot like that 2022 season where the Mets came to town, that the 2 teams were fighting for a division crown. This time they'll be fighting for that final wild card spot. But yeah, I mean, I think the one thing the Braves can remain confident is their starting pitching, and that is something that does give you the chance to win on a consistent basis.
All right, Mark. One of my good buddies, Chris Sale, has been dominant for the Atlanta Braves. You didn't see this coming. Really, nobody saw this coming, right? Is he the NL frontrunner for the Cy Young? And can he finish off the season the way he's basically gone for 4.5 months now? Can he keep this up? Because this is the first time since, 2018, 2019, where he's been healthy for a full go.
Yeah, no doubt. This guy's been this has been as dominant a season as I've covered. Look, I mean, Spencer Strider's had, he had his great year, but I mean, just in terms of just every time out, you're thinking 10 strikeouts and 2 runs or less. That's what he's done all year long. I'd be interested to see what you think about with the slider as compared to what the one you saw during his early years. The metrics say it may be even better than it was in 2018, 2019. This guy, we all said, if he can stay healthy, he can really help the Braves. Well, he has constructed one of the most impressive seasons. Yes, he's a Cy Young front runner, but at the same time, what he has done is he has revitalized his resume for Cooperstown. This guy, this season may have done it. One more season like this definitely does it. He's in Cooperstown.
The summer gets super busy, and getting back on a good fall workout routine needs to be easy for me. With Anytime Fitness being available anytime, anywhere, they make it easy to work on getting stronger and more confident into my schedule.
Kratz is spot on. It's got to be easy to make that routine happen. And that's why we love Anytime Fitness, with access to 5,000 plus well-equipped gyms open 24/7. And this is not your average gym experience. They also provide personalized coaching support that provides members the best training, nutrition, and recovery guidance, which includes the Anytime Fitness app that generates personalized workout plans and tracks your daily progress.
Get after it, FT fam. To claim your free Anytime Fitness trial pass, visit anytimefitness.com and get yours today. We'll also drop that link in the description of this episode. Check out more info and claim that free trial pass at anytimefitness.com.
What is happening with Matt Olson? His OPS is 120 points below his career average. Not just last season. He's still a very productive player for the team, but is there something that's led to this? Has he commented on it? That anything significant other than just keep working?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, the fastball's been the biggest difference. What he did against the fastball last year, what he's done against it this year, he certainly timing's been an issue. He has not been able to find that consistency with against the fastball. I think that you guys as you develop, as you progress during your career, I'm sure there were years where you just suddenly said I don't have this in my bag anymore. I gotta switch up my approach, my what mechanics in some sort, your load, all that kind of stuff. He has battled all of that. He just has not found the answer. And there have been times where he'll get on a stretch where it's 7 homers and 50 at bats or so, and you go, okay, well, here he comes, and then you got long stretches where it's nothing but strikeouts. So it's been a frustration frustrating season throughout. I mean, for as good as he was last year, the impressive thing really was how he cut down on his strikeout rate there in the middle of June last year, and his power levels just continued to, or his power production actually increased during those final 3 or 4 months. So just hasn't found it this year, and that's been a key reason why this offense just has remained stagnant. Marcell Ozuna has been one of the game's best players going all the way back to May of last year. You know, that's he's been the only consistent piece in this lineup throughout this year. Riley got going there in the middle of June. Olson really just hasn't. He's had just stretches here. So we went from watching probably one of the greatest offenses ever last year to one of the more frustrating ones this year.
What happened? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the thought that happened? Because everything else is pretty much the same. I know there were some injuries, but even you look at Albies, you look at Riley, you look at Olson, you look at Harris, you look at all these guys that the Braves counted on last year. Murphy obviously was hurt, but his year is down. Other than Marcell Ozuna, what's to blame for this? Who do they look at and say, man, this is just a bad year?
Yeah, I mean, I know everyone wants to blame someone, but if you're going to blame the hitting coach, you're going to blame Kevin Seitzer. You got to give him the same praise for last year. And I know it's not always how it works. A hitting coach is as much a psychologist and this kind of stuff. Sometimes this guy says the right words. This guy, let's not give hitting coaches and pitching coaches too much credit or too much blame. So I'd say that, obviously Acuna never got going. For 3 or 4 weeks in the season, the offense was fine. They went to Seattle, went up against that rotation and never recovered. That last month before Acuna was hurt, that offense still was maddening. Now 2 weeks of that, Riley was out. Sean Murphy missed the first 2 months of the season. Yeah, injuries played a part, but injuries have played a part for everyone. And I guess why did Matt Olson have a decline? Why did Ronald struggle as much as he did, even while he was still healthy? I don't know if there's a clear answer for that. I mean, yes, you want to have some consistency. You got to be on the field to find a groove. But this team came out of spring training fine, and by the end of April, 2 weeks before Riley got hurt and 4 weeks before Acuna got hurt, the offense just started to be what it's been for most of the past 4 months, which is an underperforming group. Now, it did score double-digit run totals 3 or 4 times over the last 2 weeks, but at the same time, that's part of going and playing against the Rockies and Giants and Angels.
That's true. Yeah. You look at the competition there. There could be some changes in the offseason with the coaching staff. We'll see. All right, let's finish with this. Let's give the book a little plug. Let's make sure we remind everyone where there's some.
You wrote a book?
Yeah.
You wrote a book?
Yeah, you should go through all the pages and see if you can find your name in it.
I better be in there.
I've put you right there with your favorite golf partner, your old neighbor.
All right. I like it. At least I'm in there. Don't be jealous.
A curated history of the Braves. It's been on sale since early June, so make sure you go grab yourself a copy wherever you get your books. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it, and we'll catch you soon, maybe for some playoff talk if this team, stays on track to an extent.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.